This is John Zaninovich. Welcome to Move My Mass. You'll be hearing from great guests talk about balancing life and being fit. Hey, welcome to the show, man. Nice to have you on Move My Mass.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
I've been looking forward to having you on because I follow you on Instagram, see you getting your workout in. But the big thing is you're in agriculture. Mm-hmm. You have multiple titles. I'm going to call you a farmer. Maybe you own land, maybe you don't, but you're a farmer. You're a labor contractor. You do it all out there. And it's definitely a lifestyle that is hard to maintain fitness with.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You're putting in long hours. You're out in the sun all day. But ever since I've known you for 20 years, more or less, back when you used to work with us at VBZ mm-hmm. with all your crews, knew you always enjoyed working out, mm-hmm. stayed fit. And now that I got this up and going, I'm like, I've got to have them on just so people can understand what it's like to do what you do and get your workout in. So what is your day like? I know what you do, but tell people what your day is like, labor contracting and getting that workout in.
Where do I begin? That's the question,
right,
really.
Yeah. You probably begin at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
or whatever
much,
that is. Yeah.
Pretty much, especially when we start crews.
Right.
Well, like you said, we've worked with you guys for over 2 decades. And what I do is I supply labor crews to growers mm-hmm. to handle all the daily operations as far as everything out in the field.
Yeah.
So my day-to-day would consist of obviously me waking up early in the morning, 5:30. And first thing I'll do is I'll hit the gym. Mm-hmm. I'm fortunate because my Uncle Mac, he's out there with the crews, just kind of overseeing everything for the time being.
Yeah.
And I'll handle more of the admin stuff.
Okay.
But first things first, normally I'll go out to the gym 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Whether it's leg day, chest day, back day, supersets, right?
Right.
I'll knock that out. I spend normally about an hour and a half at the most.
All right.
Then from there, obviously I'll get ready for work. And from there, it's just a mad dash straight out to the field. Mm-hmm. I'll meet with my Uncle Mac. We'll go through the crews, just kind of make sure everything's going smoothly. If there's any issues out there, we'll, make adjustments on the fly.
Right.
And that's pretty much it, at least the basic part of it.
That's right. Yeah, things go sideways all the time.
Exactly, exactly. But normally, for the most part, everything does run pretty smoothly. Normally, sometimes I'll take off. I'll head out to the office. Sometimes I'll have meetings with, office staff. Like, let's say, for example, when I would meet with Mark Boyer, your HR guy.
Right.
Sometimes we'll go over certain things as well. So sometimes I'm out in the field, I'm out in the office, I'm meeting with growers, I'm meeting with their office staff, just to make sure that admin portion of the business is going smoothly, or we're doing things that we should be doing.
Yeah. So you mentioned that your gym workout starts around 6:30.
Yeah.
6:30, I think you said.
Yeah.
Get your hour and a half in, go start your day. But your day can cover, when somebody's listening to this and they think, oh, he's going to the fields. Well, maybe they think he's just going to a farm. But in actuality, what kind of area do you cover? I'm pretty sure I've seen you post where you're coming back from the Coachella Valley at 10 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you're checking crews down there or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So explain a little bit beyond, because it sounds like a pretty easy day. 6:30. A lot of people, like office workers, are saying, man, what? That's not early. Okay. But explain the area you have to cover.
So as far as the area, crews can either be, within less than an eighth of a mile from each other. And crews can be as far as, like you said, I can have crews with you guys out here in the Kern Valley. I can have crews out in Coachella.
Yeah.
So it depends. It's times where I would have to make effort to go out to Coachella, go to the cruise out here. And even if it's in this general area, like with you guys had ranches out in Lerdo. You guys had ranches out in Rich Grove. A lot of it was around the Delano area, which made it easier for me, for the most part. But if I'm working with a different grower, aside from you guys, like with Coachella, that was actually 4 Stars ranches out there.
Yes.
If we're doing work with Bagdasarian, that's another grower out in Coachella.
Yeah.
With Illume, for example, which is another company that we're working with right now, they've got ranches out in Poplar area, close to Tulare.
Right.
They've got ranches out by Herring Road, I believe. What would you consider that? Arvin.
Right.
So it can be anywhere from a 5-minute drive to as much as a 4-hour drive.
Right. Yeah. So to explain to the listeners that, aren't from the area, we're in the southern end of the San Joaquin Valley in California. And just when you're in the San Joaquin Valley, you can have an hour drive from crew to crew.
Yes.
Sometimes a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And then if you add the Coachella Valley, which is, east of LA by a couple hours out in the desert, you got a 4-hour drive out to your fields. Mm-hmm. And that can be a long day.
Yeah.
And, to keep this on fitness, how do you stay motivated to get that workout in when so let's say you do go to Coachella, mm-hmm. You got to check crews down there and you got to get back up here for the day. You get that workout in that day? Do you wake up earlier or is that like a skip day? Like, do you schedule your rest day around that? How do you work that in?
It depends. If it's going to be a same day drive, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to the gym that day.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just the drive alone back and forth is an 8.
That's 8 to 9.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not to mention the amount of time that I spend out there.
Right.
But if I do make it a overnight trip, then I'll, look for a gym close by. And, I'll do maybe a HIIT workout or I'll do something a little bit more focused on a certain area.
Yeah.
As well as some cardio.
Right.
And then call it a day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
But I do, depending on the time constraints, if I am able to, I will make time to go to the gym.
Right.
Yeah. And me being in this industry, as well as yourself, being an ag, we don't sit, behind a desk all day.
Right.
We whether we walk the avenues.
Correct.
We might be under the vines, taking a look at the fruit. I myself, along with my uncle, when we would cross over the vines, we're
going over the drip hose, under the trellis wire.
Exactly. And it's, being somewhat fit helps with being able to be mobile.
Yes.
In the vineyards. And I mean, it's beneficial, obviously, aside from health, but being able to just move around, have the stamina to be up and out and to just be able to deal with the rigors of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's to talk about the different levels of people out in the field. You've got your we won't talk about the owners of the properties and the ranches, but you got supervisors, foremen, the actual field employee. Mm-hmm. Over your years, have you noticed more people in like the management area? You see more people trying to stay with the fit lifestyle or adding some kind of fitness regimen to their day? Because it seems like I have. Like when I'm driving around out there now, checking our Razzle and Dazzle program, I'll see salespeople walking the fields or supervisors walking during their lunch hour. Never used to see that as a kid.
No.
Do you see the same?
Yeah. I would see guys, whether they're riding their bikes,
right?
Same thing, taking a stroll through the avenues. I've seen office staff walk through the parking lot, doing laps. And that's something that I've never seen when I first started this business.
Right.
Even when my dad and my uncle were contractors, I've never seen that. Now you see a lot more people being more involved, being more active with their health.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that. It really is good to see that.
It is good to see it because it is a business that has lent itself to a lot of eating, mm-hmm. a lot of, you work hard, but you eat hard.
Yes.
And you're not going to outwork the diet. in any industry.
Yeah.
But man, it really seemed like in the ag industry, it's, and I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know San Joaquin Valley just seems to, you work hard and eat hard. And it is nice to see, I don't know, it seems like it's creeping in.
It is.
People paying attention to it.
It is.
And, but one thing I would like to see it creep into, and I don't know if a fitness program could work into, is down to the field worker level. Those are the people putting in the hard work.
Yeah.
Like the hard, they're laboring all day. Whatever they're picking or pruning or whatever they're doing, they're putting in a hard day's work.
Yeah.
But it seems like, and I don't have any stats to back this up or anything like that, but it seems like the fitness level is going down in that person over the years. I see heavier people, more diabetes out there. And it seems like, what do you notice? What do you see in their day that they can improve their situation? They can't improve their work hours. They have to put in the hours. They have to do the physical work. That's just going to happen. But so did it seem like the previous generations. And it seems like it's deteriorating. Maybe I'm wrong. Shed some light on that. What do you see out there at the field worker level?
I would say that one, diet.
Right.
And what I mean by diet is the type of calories that they're taking in, the type of food that they're taking in. There's definitely a lot of room that can be cleaned up to make a little bit more better choices. Right. And granted, it is hard. It is hard because you and I both know that the cleaner you eat, the more expensive it gets as well. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that is something that can be challenging for some field workers. But I myself see that if they can clean up the diets that they've got, through the day, right? I think that alone right there would help them out because they're already working pretty hard. They're out in the elements. They're sweating. They're very labor intensive. So they're not just sitting there. So they're being fully active. Right. But I think that they can benefit from having a cleaner diet than what they currently have right now. And I think that right there would also help combat the diabetes and high blood pressure, you name it. Do you think, because I agree, but it's so damn hard not to eat that food. It is. It is the best food out there. Yeah. I grew up around it. Yeah. I grew up in the fields and eating lunch out there. And it's so comforting. It's the ultimate comfort food. It is. And like you said, it's super inexpensive. Yeah. Well, I don't know how inexpensive it is now, these last few, this recent few months or whatever. But overall, it's an inexpensive way to eat. It's filling, tastes damn good. Yeah. And it's just, it would be nice. And you're 100% right. It is diet. When it gets down to that level, you start getting into the upper management. It's a combination diet, get some workouts in. But you think we'll hit a point where there's some education going on at not at the school level, but maybe at the company level? Maybe some of these companies can start educating or at least informing what diets do for you, how they harm you, how they help you. Because having a healthy workforce is important. Yes, nobody wants to see the employee getting hurt. Yeah, and especially in our industry and where we live, the heat. Yeah, how hot it is. Yes, and you see these heat illnesses happening, and there's a certain percentage of those that can be prevented if people were a little healthier. Yes, absolutely. When you have health problems, obviously, and being on the element, you're more susceptible to them, unfortunately.
Right.
And if you've got an individual that's a little bit more on the healthier side, he or she would not be as susceptible to any issues out there. But being able to clean the diet, as far as just watching what they eat, nothing too heavy, especially during the lunch period, in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it myself. I've experienced it myself. I'm sure you've experienced it yourself. When you have such a heavy lunch at what time did we used to have lunch before? At what, 11, I think 11:30?
Yeah, 11:30. Yeah.
You can see just how lethargic the people can become.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you get that lethargic feeling on a full stomach with a heavy meal. Sun
and it's
down
hot.
on you. Yes. So you just got everyone just
right. Yeah, I've always thought we need to switch the lunch break to 9.
Yeah.
That's when they really eat anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or that's what I've noticed is that's when the heavy consumption is taking place.
Yes.
The main meal. And then lunchtime, when they get their bigger break, they're actually
relaxing,
snacking maybe and relaxing.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered, I'm like, we got this backwards in
Yeah.
ag. But not a lot of people would understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, what do you mean? You're going to switch the brakes around? I'm like, well, it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Because when you have it on the first break, being out in the field, the weather's a little bit more cooler. It's a bit more forgiving. Even though that you still feel them a bit on the lethargic side, because it's still earlier on in the day, it doesn't impact them as much.
Yeah.
So once that second break hits in the middle of the day, you've got a hotter temperature to deal with. People are exhausted. They're tired. Yeah.
It's a hard day.
Yeah. So if you were to take such a huge meal during that time period, that's it. I'm sure hey, boss, I'm just going to call it a day. I'll be back tomorrow. And that's what would happen.
Okay. It's an absolute hard day, but it's something and we're going to get off a little bit here. How much easier is it to pick grapes today with these new trellises versus in the old trellises? It's like when I walk into these new fields, it's night and day.
Yes.
It's almost factory-like.
Yes. Versus
when I think back to how we used to train the vine up and how we used to have to pick them, like this is way, way easier.
First off, back in the day, the rows were a lot lower.
Yes.
Second, we're having to lift up the brush to find the fruit.
Right.
So you're doing something like this where you're trying to hold up the brush, or you've got everyone just completely under the vines.
Right. On their knees.
On
sometimes.
their knees. Exactly.
Right.
Where now with these trellis systems, like you said, it's just like walking in. You see all the fruit just hanging. So it's just click, click, click. Everyone's fully standing.
Right.
No one's on their knees.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot more comfortable. Not to mention it creates shade.
It is nice.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It creates shade, so it's a good barrier for the people to just kind of get a break from the sun.
And certainly, I didn't mention that to make it sound like it's easy to do now. It's still extremely hard work. Yeah. But my gosh, it's night and day.
Yeah. It's more comfortable, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, obviously you would still deal with the same elements, but just not having to go under the vines, be on your knees, lifting up all these brushes to try and find the fruit, versus now you just walk in. Oh, there's a bunch right there. 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 Yeah. Especially
when it's like when that vineyard's a certain age, that fruit's just roped all in the same exact area.
Yes.
Makes it pretty nice.
Yes. Talk about convenience.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So back to you. What's your favorite workout program? You like to lift heavy, right? Is that your thing?
Yeah. I do.
You look a little stout, like you can move some weight.
It's just a small shirt. It's just a small shirt. You know what? Everyone likes chest, but right. I've been, when I first started working out, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I chest day, great,
Monday, right? Yeah, International Chest Day.
Yes, sir. But over the years, I've become more particular with leg day and back day. Only because I just feel like I get more use out of those days. Obviously, leg day, one, because we're walking through, like I said, if I had to take that and place that into my workplace, I'm constantly on my feet. I'm constantly jumping in and out of my trucks, walking the rows, walking with the ranch managers, growers. Back day, because we help the packers when it comes to moving the equipment.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we move ranches also. So we're hauling all this equipment, to different ranches, and we've got to unhitch, we've got to push them into the rows, get them ready for the next day.
Yeah.
But I would say my favorite workouts would be either leg day or back day.
Not going to get that answer very often.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's so funny. A couple of weeks ago, my legs would fall on Monday quite a bit. And which I always like, mainly because squat rack's probably going to be empty on Monday.
Yes.
I got hosed one day. Walked in, every squat rack full. I'm like, all right, I'll do leg press was full. I'm like, all right, the machines. I'm like, all right, everybody's got the same opinion today. Everything's just going to work out.
Yeah. Because you figure, like you said, Monday is International Chest Day.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that day everyone figured, you know what? All the chest machines are going to be taken up. I might as well just do my legs, get them out of the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Knock them out. So are you on a one body part per week program?
I'm kind of all over the place, but my go-to is the one body part per day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have, like lately my leg days have been on Monday.
Yeah.
The next day would be a back day. Next day would be a chest day. And the next day would be more of like small muscle groups. And start all over again the next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You much into cardio?
Yeah. I'll do cardio about 5 days out of the week.
No kidding. What's your go-to?
You know what? I'll do elliptical just because it's easier on the legs. I've got a rower at home, so I use the rower a lot. And I'll do the treadmill every so often. Yeah. But primarily it's mainly more the elliptical and the rower.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Rower's a butt kicker.
It is. Yeah. I can't go no longer than 5-6 minutes without taking a break.
Oh, it's hard.
It is.
Obviously, depending on how hard you're going, but it's a hard workout. It's a great workout.
It is.
So you're a big dude. What's your bench?
You know what? I haven't PR'd for a while.
PR'd for a while?
Yeah.
What was the last time you PR'd?
I would say the last time I PR'd was about 445. But that was a while back. Yeah.
And squat?
I'll be honest, I haven't PR'd on a squat. But if I had to, I would say I'm shy of about 405.
Yeah.
I'm
going to venture out. I'm going to think back. Yeah. I don't ask everybody that question. I'm pretty sure you're number one. Whoever's been on here. What's easier for you, working out or nutrition?
I'll be honest, working out's easier.
Totally, right?
Yeah.
I think that's for most people.
It is.
Yeah.
Nutrition, even for myself, is very hard.
It's too fun to eat.
It is.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
It's just too damn fun.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to pass up pasta? How are you going to pass up, a pizza, a burger, and all these things? Milkshake. Jeez.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know. The area we work has got to be one of the hardest areas around to find something quick and nutritious.
Yeah. Because we're always on the road.
We're on the road, and we're surrounded by mini marts, fast food chains.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't take that much effort for us to go find something healthy. However, we are surrounded by the bad.
Yes.
And, I think everybody would say that. However, I was just in San Luis Obispo this weekend. There's tons of healthy choices. You're still surrounded by the bad, but at least the healthy choices peek through. You can spot them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been nice talking to you, catching up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you had me here.
Dig what you do. You're giving me a lot to think about, I don't know why I'm just now thinking about it with the farm worker, because I've been in ag all my life and I've always wanted people to be healthy. But as we've been talking, things have been going through my head. So yeah, super glad we got caught up, and hope you crush it this summer with the grape season.
Hey, you too.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.